Do not sell the winner just so that you can buy the losers. Welcome to another episode of Macro Crypto, where today we will break down a previous mistake I've made when it comes to my crypto portfolio, giving you a perspective so hopefully you can avoid that same mistake and lead yourself to financial freedom, but more importantly, building wealth that will last a lifetime. As always, each and every Monday, our conversation is dominated by the king of crypto, Bitcoin. At the end of this video, we will DCA our way into stacking sats. That way you can follow us and see how many sats we're stacking on a weekly basis and how much we end up with years to come down the line, because our conviction surrounding Bitcoin is a damn good one. And you should have that same conviction when it comes to Bitcoin and stacking sats, whether it's monthly, weekly, or allocating whatever you can for your Bitcoin position. Now, each and every Monday, of course, we also discuss the news around the market, predicting where this could be heading in the short term. But more importantly, it's a macro channel. We have long-term appeal when it comes to Bitcoin, as you should as well. If you do enjoy the content, like and subscribe and head over to that Twitter page at Macro Crypto Club. Go ahead, give us a follow. Like always, link will be down in the description. As you notice, most of our videos, or all our videos, are candid vote videos currently right now. Hopefully, down the line, maybe we'll start editing, giving you a little bit less stumbling on words sometimes here and there in the video. But right now, you do get these candid moments, so just bear with me as that goes along. Also, want to share our Bitcoin story in regards to do not leave Bitcoin for the FOMO moment, whether that's NFTs or another altcoin. Bitcoin should be a hodl until you die sort of position. Bitcoin is hodl on forever. You want to buy Bitcoin and never let it leave your wallet. It goes in, doesn't come out, right? So always just remember that Bitcoin is financial freedom, but it's something different for everybody. So how I view it, for me currently within the state that I'm in with my investment portfolio through crypto, is it's a digital store of value. I want to hold that position because I think it's going to go up with time, but I think it's going to be more revolutionary than just a store of value. I think the monetary policy side of it will be massive for the world, and I think there's going to be other applications that we've yet to even come across when it comes to Bitcoin. So I have a lot of damn conviction, obviously, when it comes to Bitcoin, and so should you. But you need to make your own opinion, because obviously my perspective can differ from yours. But at the end of the day, get as many perspectives as you can and make your own conclusion, because do not take my advice. None of this is financial advice. We're here just for pure entertainment purposes only, always and forever, okay? But when it comes to Bitcoin, I've traded out of Bitcoin into altcoins before. And usually I get wrecked at the end of the day. Thinking you're making smart decisions or not wanting to miss out on opportunities of 100x gains, right? Everyone always talks about that. You will find yourself in a lot of trouble doing this, in my opinion. You're not going to do it successfully unless you're some, mastermind that understands the markets better than most of us do. So just get yourself into a Bitcoin position, DCA your way into it, and hodl that shit until you die, because you're going to be in a happier state years to come if you do it that way. If you find yourself into taking out and FOMOing into altcoins, look, you don't know what's going to happen in the market. Everything bleeds against Bitcoin at the end of the day at some point or another. So am I going to take off the top on Bitcoin when there's a blow off top? No. Actually, that's what my altcoins are for. If you have money on the sideline and you want to put that towards allocating to altcoins or even to some layer ones, that's your position. But my thinking is that Bitcoin is a position that I'm going to continue stacking with time and continue to build that for wealth purposes, but also financial freedom. But more importantly, it's the breadwinner. It's the winner at the end of the day. It's the king of crypto for a reason. So just hopefully you can start to see that a little bit. I know within this video, maybe you might be thinking, well, I can make some more money and then go back into Bitcoin. If you can time the market, hat tip to you. If you do take that little dangerous jump, you're probably going to come back to this video and be like, oh yeah, that probably shouldn't have done that. So it's just my 2 cents, because I've been in that situation. I've been in this space since 2016. I've taken money out of Bitcoin and put it into other assets, and it usually majority of the time does not work out in the end. So just my perspective. You can do your own on that. Just giving you a little tip off of a mistake I have made and what I've seen over time, because everything honestly bleeds against Bitcoin at the end of the day. So hopping over to the Heikin Ashi Candles over in the eyes of Bitcoin. Current Bitcoin price is over $41,000. We've seen some beautiful price action recently. We closed with a green candle. We got a nice wick appearing, heading towards that bear market support band that Benjamin Cohen likes to call it when we're below it. Right now, let's see what happens, right? That first price, or we got about 43,500 to break under into the band itself. And then maybe if we can break above it, we're aiming for just under 46,000 at this time. We'll see how this week plays out. But we got some green candles in the views of a weekly Heikin Ashi Candles, which is always a positive sign for us, right? So heading into some of the news surrounding Bitcoin. Look, today's video in regards to news-wise is basically legal tender will start popping off this year surrounding the world. Honduras is one of the most recent individuals that is considering making Bitcoin legal tender within their country in the coming days. Massive news if this comes to fruition, but also the Malaysian minister thinks that Bitcoin should be legal tender. This isn't as bullish as the Honduras one, because Honduras might happen in the next couple days. Just if you're unaware that El Salvador was the first country, who's the second? Maybe Honduras. Malaysian minister thinking that they might be doing something similar. Also, Tonga thinks that it will happen within this year. So they're not in any way to be doing this within the next coming weeks or even months. But they've said by some point at the end of the year, they'll probably have Bitcoin also as legal tender. A Swiss city of Lugano already made Bitcoin, or in the process of making Bitcoin and Tether de facto legal tender, which if you're making Bitcoin legal tender, massive. And they want to make everything within their businesses except crypto as well. So this is just great news for the crypto sphere in general. Of course, with Bitcoin being adopted around the world, is only going to create a better opportunity for crypto in general. But as always, don't be taken out of your Bitcoin position, right? So heading over to some Argentina news, the Congress approved the IMF, which is basically an overseer for the banks, giving out loans to governments across the world. They had a bad debt deal originally. I think it was like 58 billion. They dropped it down to 45 billion. But the reason why we bring this up is because the IMF specifically requested that they do not promote cryptocurrency activity within their country. The IMF is hoping, and if they go the whole like bad people use cryptocurrencies kind of ordeal within the paperwork, but if the IMF is recognizing this, they believe that it is a threat to the banking system, and they should be afraid of it. So it's just kind of more news that the world's changing. The monetary policy potentially is going to be changing within the coming years, and we're part of that revolution each and every week on this channel discussing Bitcoin. Okay, so heading into where we think that Bitcoin's going to head with time. Obviously, it's just our perspective. We're just gaining research and giving that information to you, so that way you can make your best conclusion at the end of the day. No more 4-year cycles. 5 things to know about Bitcoin this week. Basically showcasing that are 4-year cycles dead? Is it lengthening cycles? Or are we at the last cycle? Willy Woo, a Bitcoin analyst with over 1 million followers, is predicting his game theory in regards to Bitcoin is that this is the last cycle before it hits saturation. We're just going to be having a lot of more green than red, green, red, green, red on our way up. So if this is the case, this is why we hit it on that even selling your Bitcoin and trying to predict the blow off top might put you at a disadvantage. because when you think it's going to have a 80 or 90% decrease like it has had in previous years, then it doesn't. You're going to be missing out on all those Bitcoin gains, just sitting on the sideline waiting for it to crash. And what if it never does? So, you can take your positions, like I mentioned, off of other altcoins, but if you're doing it, don't do that with Bitcoin. That's just our opinion. Always continue to stack more and more Bitcoin as time goes along, and you just won't regret it at the end of the day. So let's go ahead in this video off with our DCA talk. March 21st, we added another $100 into our Bitcoin position, just getting right under 250,000 Satoshis. We're getting close to having 3 million Satoshis by stacking $100 into Bitcoin weekly. Monthly right now, still sitting above 700,000 Satoshis, okay? We talk Satoshis for a reason, because you talk to someone that's never been into Bitcoin, they don't want to buy Bitcoin because it's so damn expensive. Okay, let's change that mindset and understand that, guess what? I can stack almost $250,000 or $250,000 Satoshis. Maybe it'll be $250,000 one day, but $250,000 Satoshis with only $100. Having that mindset, instead of saying, well, I can get this much ADA, I can almost get 100 ADA or I can get over 100 ADA because ADA is under $1 for that price, but I only can get X amount of Bitcoin. I get way less Bitcoin. No, you actually almost get 250,000 Satoshis for that $100 in Bitcoin. Currently right now at a price of, it's actually over this currently right now, as we just went over, but with this price, when we put it in, our profit is over $14 on a weekly basis. We're in the green. And also on the monthly, though, we are at a $5.67 loss at this moment, but everything's gonna be okay. So it'll be interesting to see, especially later this year, but years to come, when we're doing this video weekly, how much we can stack and what this profit and loss looks like. If you remember, we've done this on a 2017 to 2021, allocating just $100 per month, and we were able to accumulate with in total just over 1 Bitcoin by doing that $100 per month for 5 straight years. Total investment was $6,000. Current value, we'll say, is at $41,000. That's still... Just joking. Current price is at $41,000. And then that means our value would be at $46,000. I'm just all over the place. These candid videos for you, right? We got to do some editing eventually. But checking out the Bitcoin price, we got 41,000. If we allocate that 6,000 through that time frame, right now that 6,000 would actually be worth 46,000. So some amazing news for you. If you want to continue following us on a DCA, hopefully you're DCAing into Bitcoin, whether that's monthly, weekly, allocating whatever you can, sitting on the sidelines, and you want to take some risk and gamble, don't do it with your Bitcoin, okay? Just a recommendation. I've done it and I've gotten wrecked. Hopefully you take a little bit of perspective. Until next time, everybody. Peace.